Good evening, you're watching India Votes with me, Sana Khan. Let's take a look at what's making headlines. With only hours left for campaigning before the polls to begin, political leaders spend a hectic Friday holding rallies. Kejriwal gets roughed up in Delhi. Sushma Swaraj, Uma Bharti, Mulayam Singh and Amrinder Singh among key candidates to file nominations on Friday. BJP moves the Election Commission against publication of Cobra posting. Operation on Babri Masjid demolition questions the timing. And EC warns BJP candidate Hema Malini and RLD candidate Jayant Chaudhary for publishing ads without clearance from the poll panel. As the nation inches closer towards big elections, political parties are trying their best to garner maximum support. With just a few more hours left for campaigning before the polling begins, parties are leaving no stone unturned to garner maximum support. Heavyweights like Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Narendra Modi and Rajnath Singh had a busy Friday campaigning in various states. Take a look.
Her party's chances in the Lok Sabha polls, Congress President Sonia Gandhi today addressed her maiden rally in the tribal-dominated state of Jharkhand. State party workers organized a mega election rally for her in Ramgarh district, which falls in the Hazaribagh constituency. In her speech, Sonia accused the BJP of selling dreams.
तरह-तरह के किस्से कहानियां सुना रहे हैं आप सबको, आपसे लंबे चौड़े वादे कर रहे हैं और ऐसा दिखाते हैं जैसे अब तक तो कुछ हुआ ही नहीं और अब वे आकर रातों रात जादू कर देंगे कि क्या अब ऐसा वक्त आ गया है कि भारत जैसे महान देश का प्रधानमंत्री बनना इस बात से तय होगा कि कौन ज्यादा उल्टी सीधी बातें कर सकता है, कौन ज्यादा झूठ बोल सकता है.
Later in the day, Sonia also held a rally in Aligarh in Uttar Pradesh.
देश में कुछ हजार किलोमीटर पक्की सड़कें थी, आज 50 लाख किलोमीटर से भी ज्यादा सड़कें हैं.
Party's second in command, Rahul Gandhi too, spent the day campaigning in Maharashtra and Karnataka.
हमने 2014 के मैनिफेस्टो में 2-3 चीजों की बात की. सबसे बड़ा काम हम मुफ्त में दवाई देने का काम करेंगे और गरीब लोगों को हम स्वास्थ्य का अधिकार, दवाई का अधिकार देने वाले हैं. और सिर्फ यहां नहीं रुकेंगे, पेंशन का अधिकार भी देंगे और हमारी जो गरीब जनता है उनके सर के ऊपर एक छत डालेंगे और उन सबको छत का भी अधिकार हम देने वाले हैं.
BJP star campaigner Narendra Modi was also in Maharashtra today, where he held a public meeting in Chandrapur district. Modi raked up the women's security issue and criticized the UPA government for not taking any strong action in this regard.
आपने पिछले बजट में निर्भया के लिए 1000 करोड़ रुपया घोषित किया था, लेकिन 1 रुपया भी आपने खर्च नहीं किया.
Later, Modi addressed a series of rallies in different districts of Orissa. Meanwhile, party president Rajnath Singh hit the campaign trail in Haryana, where the BJP is contesting in alliance with the Haryana Janhit Congress.
महंगाई का सबसे बड़ा कारण, जनता की बदहाली का सबसे बड़ा कारण यदि कोई है तो भ्रष्टाचार है. यदि राजा ही लुटेरा बन जाएगा तो जनता तो कंगाल होकर ही रहेगी. फिर जनता को कंगाल बनने से कोई रोक नहीं सकता.
In Delhi, Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal carried out a roadshow in Dakshin Puri area of South Delhi constituency. His campaign turned ugly when an unidentified person punched Kejriwal while he was greeting supporters. The person was later allegedly beaten up by party supporters. BSP Supremo Mayawati campaigned for her party in the riot-hit district of Muzaffarnagar. This was her first visit to the place after the riots that broke out in September last year. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
A host of leaders from several political parties on Friday filed their nomination papers for the upcoming Lok Sabha poll. Senior BJP leader Sushma Swaraj filed her nomination from Vidisha in Madhya Pradesh, the constituency from where she is the sitting MP. Sushma Swaraj was accompanied by State Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan and several other state unit leaders of the party. Congress candidate from Vidisha Lakshman Singh also filed his papers today. Another key BJP leader Uma Bharti filed her nominations from Jhansi, which goes to polls on 30th of April. Pledging loyalty from his traditional seat, Samajwadi Party chief Mulayam Singh Yadav filed his nomination papers from Mainpuri. He is also contesting from Azamgarh this time, a seat he claims is vital for the Purvanchal region. Contesting against BJP leader Arun Jaitley in Amritsar, former Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amarinder Singh also filed his nomination.
देखिए अभी हो रहा है चुनाव, लेकिन इस संबंध में हम कह चुके हैं कि पीछे बोलते सरकार बनेगी.
The BJP has complained to the Election Commission against a sting operation by investigative portal Cobra Post on the 1992 Babri Mosque demolition. The party said its telecast should be barred with the general election 3 days away. Cobra Post has claimed that its undercover investigation proves that the mosque razing was planned.
Questioning the timing of a sting operation on the Babri Masjid demolition, the BJP on Friday moved the Election Commission, asking to stop its publication and telecast. Writing to the Election Commission, the BJP sought a bar on its contents being made public. BJP spokesperson Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi said, and I quote, "We had in the morning spoken to the Election Commission and also written a letter that an NGO named Cobra Post in the name of a sting operation is planning to show a sponsored sting on the sensitive Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid issue. Its telecast and publication should be immediately barred." Unquote. The party has also asked the Election Commission to take action on this issue as well.
राम मंदिर के निर्माण के प्रति सारे विश्व की आस्था है, इसलिए किसी की आस्था को हम चुनौती नहीं दे सकते. वो पार्टी जाति संप्रदाय और देश की सीमा से परे है. बाकी जो बातें कोर्ट में मैं कह चुकी हूँ और जो मामले कोर्ट में हैं, उसमें मैं अलग से एक शब्द नहीं बोलूंगी.
कोबरा पोस्ट ने जितना भी काम किया है सब बकवास है और ये जानबूझ करके कांग्रेस के सर पर ये एक उन्होंने संवेदनशील मुद्दे को कैसे एक फिर हवा दी जा सके इसको उछालने का काम किया गया. आज इस समय पर जब देश के अंदर आम चुनाव हो रहे हैं तो चुनाव के समय आरोप प्रत्यारोप ये लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है.
Other political parties, however, missed no chance to take a dig at some of the leaders implicated in the sting operation.
देखिए, जहां तक इस खुलासे का सवाल है, इसमें जो तथ्य सामने आए हैं वो गंभीर है और उनकी पूरी तरह से छानबीन होनी चाहिए, जांच होनी चाहिए और उसका जो सच है वो जनता के सामने जरूर आना चाहिए.
And it was clear from the visuals who are the people responsible. But if it has come through a video and if there is a sting operation, then it is more important that the people know who are the real culprits. And if these people had been responsible for demolishing Babri Masjid in the way it is being shown, then action should be taken against them.
कांग्रेस पार्टी की ही केंद्र में सरकार रहते हुए उस धर्मस्थल को तोड़ा गया, तो तोड़ा भाजपा ने, उकसाया कांग्रेस पार्टी ने. इसलिए बाबरी डिमोलिशन के लिए कांग्रेस और भाजपा दोनों बराबर की जिम्मेदार हैं.
The Babri Masjid Action Committee convener has dismissed the claims made by the sting by calling it old evidences.
Of course, since we have been saying it from since December onwards, that this demolition was made as a result of some conspiracy, and that conspiracy has been found to be correct even by the Libraham Commission.
The Election Commission has not yet come out with its decision on this issue, but keeping the sensitivity of the issue, it is likely to bar the telecast or publication of the sting. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And the Congress on Friday moved the Election Commission complaining that Narendra Modi was abusing his power as Gujarat Chief Minister to monopolize advertisement space in Vadodara. Congress's complaint comes a day after its candidate Madhusudan Mistry tore down posters of BJP's prime ministerial candidate and was arrested, accusing the local authorities of bias in allocation of kiosks for election advertisements. The party said that it was major obstruction in the conduct of fair poll. The party also asked the poll panel to ensure a level playing field. The memorandum said Congress candidate Madhusudan Mistry and Vadodara Congress President Narendra Rawat had requested the DM and collector to allot half of the kiosks in terms of EC's instructions.
In Vadodara, it seems extremely strange and biased that the state administration is earmarking certain areas for publicity and pamphlets for the BJP and not for the Congress in a selective biased manner. The Congress workers gave advance warning that if you don't allow us to put at least in half the space, equal half allotted to BJP, then we have no option but to come and paste it tomorrow in the nearby spaces available. And when they came this morning, large numbers were arrested.
This is reflective of the mindset of the Congress. They have lost credibility or trust in their own leaders. Their top-notch leaders who served as the face of the party and the government have run away from contest.
Two high-profile candidates, Jayant Chaudhary of the Rashtriya Lok Dal and BJP's Hema Malini, have been warned by the Election Commission for violating the Model Code of Conduct. Chaudhary has been issued a warning over his 3 advertisements published in newspapers in his favour without prior certification of Media Certification and Monitoring Committee. The EC has also warned BJP's candidate from Mathura, Hema Malini, for the same offence. Both candidates have been instructed not to repeat this mistake in the future and get their advertisements duly certified by the MCMC 3 days prior to publishing. On Friday, the Supreme Court issued notice to the central government on a public interest litigation that has sought to bar people in jail from contesting polls. The top court issued the notice following the PIL challenging the amendment to the Representation of People's Act. The notice is returnable in 4 weeks. The Supreme Court had earlier held that if a person in jail is not entitled to vote, even if his name is in the voters list, then he is also not entitled to contest in the elections. This verdict was overturned by Parliament in September 6, 2013 by amending the Representation of the People's Act, allowing those jailed to contest. We're taking a very short break on India Votes. I'll be back. You're watching India Votes. Now, the Telangana Rashtra Samiti released its first list of candidates for assembly elections in Telangana. TRS Chief K. Chandrasekhar Rao is among the 69 candidates announced at a news conference. The TRS chief will contest from Gajwel in Medak district. This is the first time that he will be contesting for assembly since TRS was founded 14 years ago. He was elected to Lok Sabha in 2004 and 9. His son KT Rao will seek re-election from Sirchilla, while his nephew Harish Rao has been fielded again from Siddipet. The TRS has retained all the 17 sitting legislators and also gave tickets to those who crossed over from the Congress, TDP and other parties. KCR claimed that 55% of the candidates were from the weaker sections. Now, he also reiterated that TRS would go alone in the polls and that there was no question of alliance with any party. Simultaneous elections, remember, to the 119 assembly seats and 17 Lok Sabha seats in Telangana are scheduled on the 30th of April.
We may cross 75 comfortably. So yesterday you have seen so many channels asking people all across Telangana. Every 10 members out of 10, 8-9 people are telling me we are going to vote for TRS. I have seen myself.
And Telangana Congress is hoping for a thumping victory in assembly elections. Party is certain that the doors for a post-poll alliance with the TRS are not closed. Party's senior leader and Major Industries Minister Geeta Reddy spoke to my colleague Rajkamal Rao about the future of Telangana.
Just because Telangana has come, that is a main thing that has been a dream that has been fulfilled by none other than Sonia Gandhi, our Congress president. So this is a 60-year dream that people have been fighting for agitating for, and 1,000 youth have lost their lives, and it's all for nothing. It should not be that it's not fun, it's for nothing. So these are the kind of realities that Sonia Gandhi has realized, that the agitation, the discrepancies in many things, the neglect of the state of Telangana, the region of Telangana, the loss of lives of so many youths over the last 60 years. It's a very deep-rooted sentiment. So she has realized that, and in the appropriate time, she has given us Telangana.
Developmental activities, because Telangana has been a backward state. The Samaikyan, the Andhra Pradesh region, now they have got a package. What about Telangana?
Well, I think it does say that the backward districts of Telangana is also going to get a package. And overall, we also want that our major irrigation project, that is the Pranahita Chevella, which takes care of almost, it's a lift, the biggest lift irrigation, I suppose, in the world, one among the biggest in the world. And that is going to supply drinking water and water for irrigation. We want that the High Command, the Congress, or the government certainly should take care of that as a national project.
You tried your best to get TRS merged with the Congress. Now there is no pre-poll alliance. So what is the status? Does the relationship between Congress and TRS, can we expect any post-poll alliance? Is that also on the cards?
Well, as I said, politics, anything is possible, depending on the performance. Of course, we are very sure, I am personally very sure that thanks to Sonia Gandhi ji and thanks to so many developmental activities from our state and from the central government as well, that we will certainly gain a large number of seats. I think we shouldn't really fall short. I am quite confident that we will touch the 60 mark. And if at all there's any problem, we can always have friendly parties. We can have alliance or post-poll arrangements later on as well.
And the Telangana issue will play a key role when Andhra Pradesh goes to polls on the 30th of April. The newly formed state has many challenges to tackle with. Employee associations demand quotas and appointments, and locals demand equal share of water and forest. Here's a look at the challenges lined up for the newly formed state.
The formation of Telangana has brought hope for many people in the state. However, it is not going to be an easy task for the government. People have high expectations. Political parties in the state are trying to garner mileage over the Telangana promise, which is a reality now. Telangana State Employees Union President says just promises of equal opportunities do not help.
We are fighting for the reservation of local reservations. But since last 60 years, the Simandra government, only Telangana people deprived in all the local cadre posts. So the Telangana employees, since several decades, we are fighting for the fair share.
Political parties are hoping to get support from several associations that played key roles in the Telangana movement. TRS is offering them tickets in upcoming assembly elections, while TDP is playing the majority card by offering special packages. The ruling Congress is hoping that their efforts in granting a separate state could get them votes.
Leadership of Madam Sonia ji and as well as Shri Rahul Gandhi ji. Definitely Telangana will be developed, and I think we'll see the victory.
The state has many challenges that require a strong government that can draw resources from the center. Newly formed state requires a public service commission to conduct and appoint employees for the government jobs. A special package is required to encourage the sickening small-scale industry in the state. Education sector requires lot of central funds. At present, the Telangana region does not have professional universities in majority of districts except in Hyderabad. Political analyst Venugopal says that the will of the political parties to develop Telangana will be tested by people.
There are various resolutions that has to be taken place at various levels. There may be some short-term goals, there may be some mid-term goals, there may be some long-term goals. For the first thing, Government of Telangana has to address what were the problems raised by Telangana movement for the last 50 years. Irrigation, employment and fund allocation. These three were the major issues.
All political parties in the state have come up with their poll manifestos comprising national and state level measures to develop the state. Election season in the state has picked up momentum with too many parties offering various promises on Telangana.
The battle for Telangana is over now. All political parties must focus on the developmental issues that have to take place in the city of Hyderabad and as well as the surrounding districts. With Manoj in Hyderabad, Rajkamal Rao.
Over to Goa now, with its 2 Lok Sabha seats going to elections on 12th of April. All efforts are being made to ensure maximum voter turnout in Goa. An awareness drive was also organised where people asked questions to political candidates from different parties.
In a bid to bring awareness among people for greater participation in exercising their voting rights, a non-governmental organisation in Goa organised a direct interaction between people and political candidates from different parties. At a public debate at Azad Maidan in Panjim, questions were put up for the candidates of the ruling party Congress, Aam Aadmi Party and CPI.
यही वोटिंग से हमारे देश की आगे की सब रणनीति होती है। ये वोटिंग के ऊपर हमारा देश का सब इकोनॉमी चलती है। ये वोटिंग के ऊपर से हम अवेयरनेस करने के लिए वोटिंग लोगों के लिए करने के लिए लोगों को बोले हैं, तो लोग वोटिंग 100% करेंगे। जो यहाँ पे आए थे वो करेंगे ही।
The crowd was keen on asking questions related to development and other betterment plans for the state. The awareness drive on voting concluded that if people vote for the right person who can lead the nation in the right direction, corruption will end.
I believe that it is the voters' right to vote, and each one should try to see that it is the system that is bad. It's not basically any party. We have to work on against corruption, whoever it is.
The picturesque beach state awaits high-voltage clashes on both its Lok Sabha seats. Both the Congress and the BJP have one sitting MP each from the state, but one could possibly see a 3-way contest with the Aam Aadmi Party joining the fray this time around. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And well, that's all we have for you in this edition of India Votes. But as I head into a break, I leave you with this interesting report that's about bakers in Uttar Pradesh's Moradabad who are doing brisk business with elections around the corner. Their cakes are bearing symbols of political parties and flags. They've hit the markets, attracting hordes of customers. Have a look at these colourful, delicious visuals.
The cake bakers in this UP town have become most sought after at election time by politicians and supporters of all hues. The cakes bearing the symbols of BJP, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party grabbed maximum eyeballs. They have made cakes with almost all party symbols and it is garnering good response from customers as well as party supporters as they are appreciating their efforts.
चुनाव चल रहा है, इसलिए चुनाव के मतलब सारे केक इसीलिए बनाए हैं जो मतलब अलग-अलग पार्टियों को सबके लिए पसंद आनी चाहिए.
What catches eye is the perfect icing used to create each party symbol on the cake, absolutely keeping up with party colors. Each cake is almost a work of art, painstakingly created and colored.
मुझे बहुत मजा आया जैसे चुनाव का इस वक्त चल रहा है उस तरीके से हर जगह बाजार हर जगह केक तो केक देख के मैं बहुत एक्साइटेड हुआ कि वाओ केक में भी आज का इलेक्शन की इतनी धूम मची हुई है.
Looking at the response and the bumper sales, the cake bakers said that elections are also like a festival and need to be celebrated. Polls are a time for heated exchanges between political leaders and supporters. However, for once, there is sweetness to the usually bitter election campaign in the province. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.